Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very random episode of BXB's Bits and Bobs. I am Ben, your host. It's midnight on a Thursday morning, and I am here with the equally insane Adam, who is coming with me on this journey of watching WWE NXT Takeover The End live, and we're going to talk about it as it happens, and you can't even see it, so that's going to be something. What do you think, Adam?
All I said, like, other people have done this. There's a few like reaction live videos. Some people can have the stream going and they can have us going. So it's like, they're sitting with their mates, listening and chatting about the fine action. So maybe it works. It's a fun experiment.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm all about experimenting with stuff on BXB. When we first set it up, I said it wasn't always going to be about video games exclusively, just stuff we're interested in. And we're all interested in wrestling, quite a lot of us. So why not do some wrestling stuff? And we're about to have the pre-show start, and it's going to be a thing because it's going to have like a distraction running. I've got it on a second screen here, and Booker T shouting at me now, so I don't know how that's going to work. But we're just going to ramble, aren't we, Adam? I think for the most part.
I think basically, yeah, just witter about wrestling, and
And I mean, I've been into wrestling heavily, I guess, WWE for about 3 years now. And you've just come on, so, hopefully I can answer questions for you and help clear things up if you're unsure about what's going on or who the players are and stuff. Because I've also got experience with TNA as well, which is what a lot of the card consists of on NXT.
Indeed, yeah, so I'm led to believe. I mean, I was heavily into wrestling all through, most of the Attitude Era. I can pinpoint the exact moment I stopped watching the Attitude Era, which was the start of the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club angle, which was too much for me, and I just stopped. But prior to that, I'd basically followed wrestling almost from the days of Ultimate Warrior to that point. Yeah, pretty much.
For me, it's weirder. I mean, when I was really little, I had like a passing knowledge of wrestling because we didn't have Sky or anything in my house when I was growing up. So I remember it being on Channel 4, and I think it was something like Heat, Sunday Heat got broadcast.
Oh, wow.
I remember catching the odd Rumble. So it was just like I had some action figures and stuff, as you do as a kid, of random things. And I thought this was cool, but I was never into it. And then I got into my mid-20s, and my wife actually was into wrestling and hadn't watched it for a few years. But then we started watching TNA on Freeview channel. It was broadcast in the UK on Freeview. And I enjoyed that, even though I never really had the understanding of how much bigger WWE was. And then I think, like I said, about 3-4 years ago, she got me to watch some WWE, and it was the first thing you notice is, wow, production values are something else compared to TNA, which feels like a local promotion. And since then, I've got into all of it, and I listen to podcasts, I read the websites, I watch Raw pretty much every week. I watch NXT. I got the network as soon as it was available in the UK. So I've dived deep. And why the hell not? It's a lot of fun, isn't it? So.
Well, the internet does make getting back into wrestling incredibly easy and smooth. So for someone who hadn't watched any wrestling at all, really, about a month ago, apart from since I'd left, let's say, since the end of my time watching it, I've now got a mild knowledge of some of the top guys in New Japan. I've watched everything I can for NXT. I know what's going on the main roster. Not that I'm particularly interested in it because it's mostly bad, but you can catch up very fast.
No, absolutely. Sorry, you just caught me eating a snack there, but I'm just trying to finish it off. So, pre-show's happening right now. They're running through the card a bit. We've got Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's talk Shinsuke Nakamura and Austin Aries. Now, as I know him.
Indeed.
Because he was a long-standing TNA guy. Had some great runs in TNA.
I'm told he was extremely good in TNA. He was the best thing for ages.
One of the best, definitely. He had a great run as the X Division champ, which was like their cruiserweight high-flying division.
Oh, right.
And then he was the first guy. They did this thing where once a year, if the X Division champ could choose to cash in his X Division title to get a shot at the main title, he was the first winner of that as well. Cool. And honestly, it was a great surprise at the time. It kind of came out of nowhere. Nobody thought he was going to win the main title. Look at him. He doesn't look like the kind of guy that can beat a heavyweight kind of wrestler.
Yeah.
And he out-wrestled him, and he won it. And it was a really cool a really cool moment in TNA. And obviously, he's up against Shinsuke, a new Japanese import, as it were, from New Japan. And he's the king of strong style.
And oh God, do I love Shinsuke Nakamura.
They call it straight. He doesn't pull his punches. There's not a lot of fake impacts in the way he wrestles. No. He will kick a guy in the face or knee him, as Shinsuke does, actually, big on the knees.
Yeah, big on the knees.
It's very Muay Thai inspired, very, very high impact, and he's brilliant to watch. Brilliant to watch.
And I think there's lots of things to say about Nakamura, and why one of the reasons why I love him is because he's just so kind of odd. Like, there's something about the way he moves and the way he carries himself. There's almost a high level of camp with him. Like, there's a real kind of flamboyance, but like such charisma, combined with one of the most legitimately terrifying arsenals of offensive moves I've ever seen from a wrestler. Like, he really is one of those guys, you just watch him and you go, I know this is all predetermined and worked. I have no idea how he's not killing this guy. Like, the match against Sami Zayn, that flying knee off the top turnbuckle, I've watched that about 100 times. I cannot for the life of me figure out how that just doesn't give you a concussion every time. It's brutal.
Sami Zayn, who was a great stalwart of NXT, there from pretty much the beginning, and has just moved up to the main roster full time. And he came back briefly, didn't he, to basically give Shinsuke his big match debut at the last Takeover and put him over in the most amazing style and just sold him so well. And it's great when you see a wrestler do that. A guy who's established come back and really put someone over in that kind of way. And that's exactly what you want to see. And that, as we were alluding to earlier, is part of the fun and games we'll have with the metagame. It's the whole aspect of who's getting put over. Why is the winner? Because does that mean they're going to get promoted to the main roster? There's that whole interesting aspect with NXT of like trying to outthink the creators. And that's why a fan like me is not so kindly remarked to online as a smark.
Indeed.
A smart mark, or somebody who thinks they're a smart mark, I would say is probably a more accurate description. And the fun metagame of trying to outguess Vince's evil machinations, basically. We probably put more thought into it than he does, to be honest.
Well, also, my understanding is that Vince really doesn't have a lot of say in the booking in NXT, which I think sort of shows.
Yes and no, yeah.
There's logic and sense to it a lot more often.
He was definitely very hands-off in the start, but it has come more and more to his attention in recent months because of its crazy growing groundswell of success.
Well, it must be turning good money for him now. Like,
I think it's fair that it's the number one. It's the number one draw of the network. It's the main reason people sign up for the network. Which is a huge draw for them. So,
well, I'm sitting here right now in front of a brand new network subscription, and it's for this event. And if I'm honest, it's mostly for Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe in a steel cage, but also just I want to start watching NXT properly and not just having to find bits of it on YouTube.
No, absolutely. Let's talk Finn Balor and Samoa Joe then.
All right, let's talk about that.
Because those guys, Samoa, the problem I've had with Finn, let's start with Finn actually. He's been an NXT big player now for quite a while. The problem I've had for a while now, for a few months, is that his arsenal of moves is quite lacking. And I don't believe that's his fault. I believe that's how he's being told to wrestle and how he's being booked. Often wrestlers in WWE will have a lot more in the tank than they're allowed to show because they're told to hold stuff back for a big event or for when they get the next push or for when they get promoted or something like that, and then pull out a move. He's holding a lot back for his heel turn, and we're all desperately waiting for him to go back because I feel his character has been stunted for quite a while now. And while his matches with Joe are always great, it's Joe that makes them great, in my opinion. So
I think I could probably see that being true. I've not seen any of the previous matches with Joe. Joe is amazing, and like as you were saying, there's a whole kind of Smark versus Mark thing. And as a Smark, I can't call that match at all. But as a Mark, God, I want Samoa Joe to win. I adore Samoa Joe. I'm a huge fan. So that's definitely where my allegiances lie. I think you're right about Finn Balor's Arsenal. I think it can be. There's certainly a sense that when you watch a lot of his matches that you're seeing the same spots again and again and again. There's sort of they're very kind of repetitive. I still like Finn Balor. I also think everyone seems to think he's like just days away from being pushed up to the main roster all the time. But I could see him struggling when he got up to the main roster because I have to say his promo work is not brilliant. Especially, I think, in setting up this cage match. Joe has carried most of the hype for me. I think Joe does a great job of presenting like legitimately angry, pissed off, scary dude who just wants his damn title shot and who feels betrayed.
It's always been what Joe does best. That.
Yeah, and all Balor can really bring to that is kind of like, yeah, well, I'll beat you. Like, there's not been a lot of kind of storytelling from his side of it.
You're my friend. Why are you so mean?
There is that is basically the line he's taken, and I mean maybe that's like what he's been told to do, but again, I don't get the impression that the NXT promos are written in the way that the main roster promos are. So I think Balor could probably use some polish on his stick work, on just generally getting a point of view over to the fans better.
So talking like that match, the way there's two ways it ends, obviously, right? Obviously. So the reason being, the way it could go either way is you have Finn lose, and therefore he goes up, right? Yeah. So he goes up, and he maybe joins the club, which he has a historical connection with from New Japan. That's what's been predicted for a while. But the question would be, why hasn't it happened already? If that's what they were going to do,
that would be exactly.
Everybody thought as soon as he lost it at the house show to Joe, everybody assumed that meant it was going to be. That's it. They decided to quickly put him up because. That's it. You lose a title, gives it to Joe, goes up. The weird thing is that didn't happen. And instead, I feel like maybe there was a last-minute change of plans there, so they decided to give him this push. Now, the takeover here is called The End. So it's the end of an era of something that's going to happen here, right? And one of the things that definitely is happening in WWE is that the brand split is coming back. So they're going to split Raw and SmackDown. Both of the properties are going to be doing a live show every week, and they're splitting the rosters accordingly. Now, that means they need more wrestlers, right, on the main shows to fill in the programs. 2 hours live SmackDown, 3 hour live of Raw. So they need more people up on the roster that are fit and actually able to wrestle, right? So that means they're going to take people from NXT. So I think one of the obvious ones would be Finn, but just as possible is Joe. Because Joe has already proven himself against people like AJ Styles in TNA, and we know he's a great worker. So does that mean Finn is the first ever NXT 2-time champion, which would be a big push for Finn in his own right, and then Joe goes up? So it really could go either way. A lot going on. Yeah,
man, this is exactly what I said this on the last podcast as well. It's a funny thing for me because everyone wants to see their favorite NXT guys get pushed up. And reasonably, because you want to see him ascend to the next level. And also, I'm sure it's like more money and, a chance at true greatness. I would be really mixed feelings about Joe going up to the main roster. Because I think Joe needs to be a dominant force in the roster he's on. Like, I think watching a Samoa Joe who comes out and kind of goes 50-50 on the wins and losses, it wouldn't be right as far as I'm concerned. I want to see Joe just a terrifying monster that's just destroying people, which he does a pretty good job of on NXT from what I've seen.
He is really good. I mean, I think he's nailing the tone of his heel persona right now, where he's not a total asshole. He's not like an evil heel. He's just a bit entitled because he knows he's that damn good, And I quite like that attitude. You can still get behind him, can't you? You can still root for him because he's just.
It's a really like classic kind of old school healing in that he's basically right. Like if you really look at the terms of the feud, I think he's not in the wrong.
No, absolutely.
And the idea that the heel should always have an element of truth in what they're saying. He's playing that really well. I think he's just excellent. I'm such a huge Samoa Joe mark.
He's great, and he feels that hole that was created by Kevin Owens going up.
Yeah,
he's the big, like you said, the big monster heel and stuff like that, and that's pretty cool to see. So right, we've talked Shinsuke and Double A. We've talked the main title. Let's talk about the ladies' title, which is Asuka against Nia Jax. And Nia Jax has come such a long way in the last few months.
Yeah,
I still think her promo work is still a little bit soft, and she could be more monstrous and more intimidating with the way she delivers. I think that's a problem with Vince and Triple H both. They don't like their women being unattractive in WWE. So it's like, oh, if she's too horrible, people won't think she's hot or something. And I just commit, just do it.
No,
and then Asuka's the female Shinsuke. She's an amazing Japanese wrestler, all about straight shots, all about kicking and quick strikes and in your face knockout domination and stuff like that.
And some legit painful looking submission holds as well, proper nasty stuff.
I thought having her take out Bayley at the last takeover with a submission was a really cool move.
Yeah.
I just think it didn't work because of the way it was sold in the ring, and that the crowd didn't see what was happening, so they didn't react. So when she had her arm raised, they were all like, "What happened?" And she got booed because nobody understood what had actually happened in the ring. I thought that's a performance issue. They fucked that up.
It was an odd one, that was, as well, because I guess I do understand why they didn't want to have Bayley actually tap, because for some reason that's perceived as like giving up. But it's such an overdone spot now, the losing consciousness match over thing. I don't know. Like, at the very least, shouldn't they have done the 3-arm lifts and drops?
Well, something my wife always says to me is that Bayley is NXT's John Cena.
Yeah.
She has this crazy appeal to the youngsters. So I actually don't think you'll ever see, or you probably won't see her go up for a while because she's such a draw to the younger crowd at NXT. So she's going to stay around, I think, and mentor and help put over new female wrestlers as they come up and stuff as a rite of passage thing until, because I also can't see her gimmick working on the main roster.
I was going to say that. I think that gimmick would die a death on the main roster.
And another thing that makes her like Cena is that, she doesn't quit. She the only way for her to lose is to pass out. And that's a similar thing to Cena. He had some feuds recently with like Rusev, and the only way he'd give up, he wouldn't give up, he'd have to be choked out in a submission move and pass out. And it's a classic way for your face character not to lose, is to, you didn't actually defeat me, kind of thing. I think it's a classic. You say he is overdone, but it's still quite entertaining. It was all right.
So I'm distracted by this. I'm distracted by this package of Shinsuke Nakamura kneeing everyone in the world in the face. Yeah.
People describe him as like Freddie Mercury in the ring.
I can see that. Across a Japanese Freddie Mercury and Mick Jagger.
Yes, he's got such a swagger to him. You don't even need to feel like you need to understand him, do you? No. He just conveys so much. And then he did that hilarious spot with Aries where he started speaking in Japanese. He was like, "Oh, sorry, you don't understand that, do you? Here's some English." And I was like,
he's the living proof that there really is something in the idea that there's like some sort of X factor where like, because there's nothing, it's kind of difficult to explain to anyone. If someone did not watch wrestling and you were like, there's this really cool guy, Shinsuke Nakamura, what's amazing about him? He's kind of weird.
He has a funny haircut.
Yeah, he does strange things with his arms and legs in the ring.
He wears red leather.
He's got this kind of sense of like the mind of a child in the body of an adult sometimes.
Yeah.
There's just something beautifully charismatic and fascinating about him. And I love the sort of juxtaposition of his personality and character, which is kind of really kind of silly and quite over the top and camp and daft, combined with a moveset that looks like it would work in MMA. Like, it's just terrifying, his offense.
Yeah, I'm just looking up for the card right now because, this is the interesting match we've got that's coming first, which is Andrade Cien Almas versus Tye Dillinger. Now, I think I feel sorry for Tye because I think he's going to lose this one again. And he's got a great new gimmick, relatively new, where he does the perfect 10. And I think the fans love him, and he desperately needs the push he deserves. And I think the problem is it's a timing aspect, like Aries was talking about when he came on board, like to the company, that he didn't get his title shot because of what else was going on. Tye has never had the push he deserves because they've always brought somebody fresh in and new and exciting who's stolen the spotlight. So all Tye ever does is lose to these new people, like he lost in Apollo Crews' debut match and put Apollo over really, really well. And now he's got this, I don't know who this Mexican wrestler is. Clearly he's coming up with some, cachet. And they're going to put him over. They're not going to have him lose at his debut.
Exactly. They're not going to job him in his debut. So I agree with you completely. I think of all the matches on the card, this is the only one I think that's easy to call.
Like, and it's such a shame for Tye. Tye is great at putting people over. He's fantastically good at being that guy who can help shepherd an amazing match. They had that win, didn't he, the other day on the main show proper, and it was just so good to see him beat someone. It was the Drifter, I think he beat, who's now actually injured, by the way, and out for a while. after his aborted push, which probably worked quite well because they just seemed to go, oh God, nobody likes him. And buried. It was Elias Sampson, wasn't it? Yeah, and he's he's gone now. So don't worry about him. But yeah, Tye's going to lose that one. So that leaves one match we haven't talked about. One match, and it's the tag match. Oh. So we've got the American Alphas against the Revival in their return match after the last takeover where the Revival lost the belts to American Alpha in what was a fantastic match. And American Alpha, I just love them.
Yeah.
They are two of the best mat wrestlers working today. Like, sure. Imagine two Kurt Angles in the ring at once. That's how I describe it to people. You know, they are so good collegiate wrestlers, and they love everything they do. They just enjoy themselves.
The tag team division in NXT was one of the things that was one of the reasons why I went on my enormous binge and got into it so heavily, because on the main roster, tag team wrestling is really badly represented. There's all kinds of, like, there are tag teams there, but the way they work the matches just doesn't seem, maybe I'm like an old school guy, but it's just not classically right as far as I'm concerned. And then you look at the NXT tag team matches and they're proper old school, hot tag, heel team working the face in the corner, cut the ring in half, really wonderful ring psychology. And I love the NXT tag division. I like both these teams a lot. I'm pretty sure they'll leave the belts on American Alpha. I don't see why they'd take it off them, but it's going to be a great match.
Well, it would be a case of, is it because they're going to put one or both of these teams up? I mean, they've started to build the tag title picture again. They've got people like Gargano and Ciampa being given a push after beating the Revival actually on NXT, because I think they know. I think Alpha's got to go up sooner rather than later because their talent is just incredible. And it's a shame because you're talking about the tag division on the main roster, and they're probably their best tag teams other than New Day are people that have just come up from NXT. So you've got the Vaudevillains up there who, that's a weird gimmick for me, and I'm surprised they've stuck with it on the main roster. I don't think it's going to last, that whole kind of like strongman gimmick. And then you've got, Enzo and Cass, who are just fantastic. You know, it's a real shame Enzo got injured when he did because they would have had the title shot, and then I think they could have won it. But then they've got a number one contenders match against the Vaudevillains, and then they're going to have another title shot. And I honestly think they want to give them the belts. I get that feeling that they want to give them the belts, and give New Day something else to do, chase the belt maybe, give them some other motivations because they're just sat there. They come out, New Day come out a cut. Great promos, but I'm kind of bored of watching them in the ring at this point. They're very entertaining on the mic, but they don't excite me in the ring, so I think they need something different in there. But yeah, tonight I think it's got to be the Alphas who've got to win it. I mean, then they've got to hold on to it, otherwise they look too weak.
I think if we see the Revival take the belts back, then expect Alpha on a Raw near you very, very soon, I think.
Yeah, like next week or something.
It would be insane to drop the belts here and then leave them in NXT.
If you haven't watched it yet, I've just been reminded of something because of the promo that's currently on the screen, but you should definitely check out Breaking Ground because it shows a lot of the journey of people like Jason Jordan and stuff in the Performance Center. He'd been there a long time. He'd tried to have single success and failed. He actually tagged with Tye Dillinger for a while, but it didn't work out. They split up. They both then got single pushes again that didn't work. So he ended up finally finding Chad Gable, and they have just clicked immediately as a tag team, and they just complement each other so well. They've got one of the best tag finishes working right now. Their double team finishing move is so good when you see it. When they pull it off well, I've seen them fluff it a couple of times. When they nail it, it's brilliant, isn't it? That move they do. I don't know what it's called, but it's such a cool move. But we're only a few minutes off from the show now. But yeah, so we've gone through the card.
Well, let me follow your recommendation with a recommendation for you. If you haven't seen AJ Styles' match against Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom 10, I would definitely make sure you watch that.
I think I've heard about it. But
yes, it's fairly legendary. You can find it on YouTube, probably borderline illegally, but it's there. And oh my, that is a match worth seeing.
Well, it's the weird thing with AJ. He was good at TNA. He was a stalwart at TNA, but he'd won the title a few times. He'd had some weird heel turns there. They didn't always handle him well. But he was known as a bit of a danger in the ring. He injured some people.
Really?
He wasn't always the safest wrestler. And then he went to New Japan and again injured some people.
Yeah.
But then over the years in New Japan has become a much more sort of safe pair of hands and an accomplished wrestler. Has come back, I think, better than I've ever seen him now in WWE.
Well, I know the Styles Clash has a bit of a reputation, but I think it's because I read an article about it that said that it's a confusing move for a lot of wrestlers because
they tuck their head the wrong way.
If you take it the way you take any other kind of backdrop or suplex, you will badly injure yourself. You have to do the exact opposite to what your instincts say to sort of survive it, really.
Yeah.
So I think maybe there's a bit of that going on. Because from what I've seen of AJ Styles, like he's a crisp worker. Like he doesn't look dangerous to me, but perhaps in his youth.
Yeah, I think it's what comes with experience, isn't it? You get better at your craft. But so many wrestling injuries are just completely bad luck. I mean, I don't know if you saw what happened to Enzo.
I did, yeah.
I mean, like that was just like he didn't get down fast enough, did he? I mean, he just took the ropes wrong, and ouch, man, that looked painful. And then Seth's injury that put Seth Rollins out for months and months and months was nothing. He just landed. His knee just gave out, and all the ligaments just popped basically, and it like completely fucked his knee up badly. It's got a lot to do with they're working on these crazy schedules. They're constantly in matches, especially Seth at that time because there'd been so many injuries. His workload had stepped up so much. He was sometimes wrestling twice in one Raw. He'd have 2 matches. And that was like in one night. So you're putting so much stress on your body.
Yeah.
Even the fittest person in the world could get injured, couldn't they? So
Indeed.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So I think we're just getting some packages now, aren't we?
Yeah,
before
packages.
It kicks off. I will be interested to see this Mexican wrestler because I honestly have no idea. I mean, the promos they've had for him have been quite mysterious, haven't they? Taking off the mask, so implying that he's going to wrestle without a mask, which is
I
don't know what that's about, but.
I could pretend to have some knowledge of him, but I know nothing about him. I've read articles that say he's very, very good, and he was very big in Mexico. So I'd expect him to be kind of in that high-flying lucha style, maybe. But
it's interesting that he's obviously known as a masked wrestler, and if he's going to take off the lucha mask, I guess that means they're going to try and put a push behind character a little bit on him, because that's the problem I always have with the masked wrestlers in the WWE. Is that I feel like they never convey their personalities that well. Obviously, if you watch like lucha wrestling, they usually come across really, really well because they're all doing it and they understand how to handle them. Have you seen any Lucha Underground?
I've seen only very short clips of it. It's bizarre the way it's filmed. I don't know if what I saw was indicative of what the product is like, but it's filmed like scenes in a film. There's cameras inside the ring for certain shots and certain spots. Incredible production value.
Well, it's filmed what it is. It's a TV show. It's not pretending to be a sort of this sporting event, which is what the WWE want you to think wrestling is sometimes. And yet they'll show behind the scenes stuff that breaks all kayfabe. And then they'll still try and have you believe, that the outcomes aren't predetermined. It's a very odd thing, wrestling, where it's at right now. I mean, if you said you came back after being away since the Attitude Era, basically, where it's at now is so strange. With all the podcasts and, you got Vince McMahon and Triple H and Stephanie all being interviewed by Stone Cold, and they're all giving away all the secrets. And it's just
WWE now, I mean, in that training package with Seth Rollins, there literally was in that thing before, we were watching before we started broadcasting, there's literally a montage of shots of him practicing moves and then executing them in the events in front of the crowds. The idea that WWE would ever expose the business to that level, even in the Attitude Era, was kind of unthinkable. There was nods and winks, but it was never this explicit that this is all a work. It's kind of frightening.
It just always makes me think of what happened to Triple H and the punishment he got after breaking kayfabe at Madison Square Garden. How he lost his push. He lost so many opportunities because of breaking kayfabe in front of Vince, and he was blacklisted for almost a year because of that. And now we're at where we're at, where every wrestler has a Twitter account, and you've got all this crazy behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
You've got interesting with Ryback and all. Did you read about what happened with him and the pay stuff and all of that? It's quite interesting, I thought. And I totally agree with him. I think maybe you don't air it in that manner, but it's crazy, isn't it, that the person holding the belt, even though it's predetermined, gets paid more.
But yeah, the idea that we still have fight purses in wrestling matches is quite frightening. I'm amazed that continues, but I don't really know the ins and outs of how wrestlers make their money. So,
well, it's not a lot of money. They're all independent contractors for the most part, so they get they have very little job security. It's an odd business, that Vince has, and it's only Vince really. I mean, TNA is it's hilarious. I think that one of the coolest things, actually, the funniest things watching WWE is they'll mention New Japan Pro Wrestling. They'll mention that guy used to work at ECW or WCW or whatever like that, but they won't mention TNA by name.
Hell no.
But they'll mention New Japan, but they won't mention TNA. They'll just say, like, when AJ's picked up, or like Samoa came in, for example, they're like one of the hottest independent wrestlers on the market. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, so it just doesn't exist. It's not like they're really competition, though. So I don't understand why they don't mention them, but maybe Vince is trying to buy them, and Dixie's been funny. Maybe, I don't know.
That could be. I mean, I know Vince always bears tremendous grudges against people who leave, and TNA did at one point start nicking his guys. So I imagine this is just that.
They've got the Hardys now. They've had Kurt Angle. He's kind of retired now.
Yeah.
There's some weird things with James Storm was with them, and then he did a couple of tapings for NXT, and then he went back. And now currently they've had Eric Young come out for one match with Samoa Joe, and then there was Bobby Roode, who was in the audience, who was also another TNA guy. But they're kind of trying to sign them at the moment, but they haven't quite succeeded. And I think it's just starting now. The main
looks like it is.
Yeah. We probably have a little bit of time though. I was going to ask you what you thought of Corey Graves on commentary, because you never saw him wrestle, obviously.
No, never saw him wrestle. I don't know which one of the commentators he is, but I do think the NXT commentators are quite good.
He's the one with the tattoos.
By and large.
Corey Graves is the one with the tattoos.
You can't see the tattoos on his voice though when he.
Oh, you've never seen him at all. He was the one on the show just then who was on that panel that wasn't a girl.
All right. Oh,
that's Corey Graves.
Okay.
Yeah, those commentators. I mean, Corey's been doing it a while. I don't know if you ever saw Alex Riley in the ring before he got released.
Nope.
But he was a commentator. He was a wrestler, and then he got injured, and he was a commentator. Then they put him back in the ring. They gave him kind of a half-assed push, and now they've released him, which is a real shame because I really liked him. But Corey, he had some real bad concussion injuries, basically, and he was forced to retire. He tagged with Neville for a while, who's also injured. Who's injured at the moment as well, but I think he's coming back at least. But yeah, so they're making a big deal of this being an end of an era here, looking at this package. So I'm wondering if we're going to see, it could be big. We could see like a brand shuffle. Yeah. They might be positioning this as a third brand, like properly, which I've kind of felt like they wanted to do for a while now. Maybe they're going to go. It's going to be on for 4 hours every week.
Yeah, it wouldn't entirely surprise me if there's not something fairly substantial at the end. I wouldn't be surprised if, for instance, we didn't see Triple H stood in the ring at some point.
Yeah, he's come out before a few times. Come out a few times at different takeovers and been like, it's because of you, the fans. And it's like, it's really cool. It really feels like when you've been with it, not quite the beginning for me, but early, it does feel like your support. There's a real community to the NXT fan base.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice because it does feel like a small regional promotion.
It does. And also, it feels, every time I watch it, it always feels to me like somehow the crowd want the show to be a success. Like they want to help it. In a way that sometimes in WWE, it feels like the crowd sort of don't and are kind of hoping to sabotage it.
Yeah. There's a lot less booing and there's a lot less bullshit from the crowds. I mean, it's interesting that at the end, this is at Full Sail as well. So they've gone home. They're not traveling around for this one, which means that, something big could be coming with this because I just don't feel like they'd be doing this otherwise. So maybe it could be like, we're going to go 2 hours a week. I wouldn't say no to that. I'd watch 2 hours of NXT a week.
I think
if it kept up the quality that they've established. So
They've probably got the roster depth for that now as well, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. And they've got people that are clamoring, like, you know, they're probably more oversubscribed with people who are on the up and coming to try and get into NXT than they ever have been before, as well as poaching talent from, you know, New Japan and TNA and all of that. So I think they've got plenty of. So that's Tye. Tye's got a special outfit on.
I am enjoying Tye's jacket immensely.
He's a great
That is marvellous.
He always has the snazziest hair, doesn't he?
That is a collar. That is good.
Going for a bit of Shinsuke flamboyance there, isn't he?
Yeah. That's awesome.
And he's still going to lose.
Oh, well.
I don't want to scare you, Adam, by the way, but we've got like 7 people watching this.
Oh, geez. Hello, people.
I know. Hi, everyone. Welcome to us covering 2 random Brits covering some wrestling at 1 a.m. It should be an exciting... Hopefully, we won't fall asleep on you. I wish there was some form of actual live chat room and we could get everybody involved, but I don't think there is. There's, like I said, there's like Q&A aspect on here, but I don't think people can talk to us live. I'll look into that for the future.
They could maybe they could tweet if they've got comments to the
tweet at
BXB.
BXB Games. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Tweet at BXB Games, and I'll keep an eye on it on my phone.
All right, so this is literally the first time I've ever even seen this guy. Let's see what he looks
check
like.
this guy out then, yeah.
Oh, the old. It's
Spanish guitar.
The Godfather's outfit, but all in white.
Not sure about the braces.
No.
I like his feather. That's a thing. That's a thing. That's my commentary on this dude. That feather's a thing.
I just feel like he should have a line of prostitutes with him and be saying pimping ain't easy. Like
little bit of hoe train. Little bit of
the hoe train gimmick.
You're showing the last time you watched wrestling there, I think, mate, a little bit.
Yeah, but, you know.
You definitely Attitude Era. Yeah.
Attitude Era was great.
He went into the Hall of Fame this year as well.
Yeah. Like, I got to see The Rock when his promos were actually still good and not just supposed to be good. Like, it was great.
About when they're sort of still relevant.
Yeah, and they were like funny and not ruined by bad scripting.
Come on then, Mr. Mexican. Show us what you can do. Oh, he's taking his trousers off.
Yeah, that's it. Good. You make him wait. That's awesome.
He does look cool. He does look like he means business, this guy. I'll give him that. Quite big for a lucha.
Yeah, that's not the usual physique for a masked wrestler. It's got to be said.
No. This is where we go quiet as we actually watch the match.
Yeah, we actually start watching things.
It's going to be exciting now. Makes great radio. Yeah, I'll put the archive of the video up onto the site tomorrow if anybody wants to catch the early part. But I'll only put audio up if people actually ask for it, because I feel like just listening to this would be a bit odd. So I'll see what people say.
Indeed. I could see it being a live thing where people watch the show alongside us, so they're looking at what we're looking at. But yeah, maybe as a standalone, it's an odd thing to watch. See, like, even this, you just proper like wrist locks and arm bars. Oh, I love NXT.
Oh, this is like the old days.
It is. Oh, never underestimate how old school NXT is. This is not modern wrestling. This is proper. It's really British as well, actually. It reminds me a lot of old British wrestling. There's definitely a Regal influence to some of this.
I love him as the general manager. He's one of the best things about it.
He's great. And if you listen to like some of the interviews he's done kind of on like the Steve Austin podcast and stuff, what a classy bloke Steven Regal is. Oh.
I think it's William, isn't it? You called Steven Regal.
Oh, Steven Regal. William Regal. William. Fine. I'm sure he must have wrestled as Lord Steven Regal somewhere.
It's entirely possible.
Anyway, I don't know.
I'm only correcting you because there's people watching this, and I feel like it's factually accurate.
No, maybe I just went insane for a moment. I honestly
didn't think anybody would be watching this. We We got more viewers than we did the last podcast.
That's fine. This guy's got some upper body strength. That's a decent little spot.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I think I'm a little bit behind you, by the way, but sounds
yeah, I think you probably are.
Do you have super internet or something?
Yeah, I'm on in BT Infinity.
Ah. Yeah, my WWE always seems to be a little bit behind.
Oh, well.
So no spoilers. If you don't hear me go, oh, first.
Okay, fine. That essentially means I can't react to anything.
Both face the whole thing. No, I won't blame you. It's fine.
Ooh.
That's Corey talking then.
Yeah, okay. He's good. I like him. I really rate both the NXT commentators. I think they do a really good job.
I can't remember the name of the guy who isn't Corey at the moment, but he's much better than Byron Saxton was when he was on NXT.
Yes. I'm gonna get a drink.
Oh, you came prepared. You got a fucking mini fridge. I like it.
I have indeed. I have indeed. Oh, that was cool. Yeah, this is
cool.
This is nice. There's some really unique little spots in this that you've not seen before. That's cool. I think I like this guy. All right, crowd are going a bit far there. I don't think I wanted a holy shit chant, but it was cool.
We're down. We've dropped viewers. We're only down to like 3 people now.
Oh dear. No, it's less.
We're clearly not as interesting as we were at the beginning.
I think it's probably just people have, decided to actually watch it now rather than because when we're in the pre-show,
Ooh, that was good. I like that backflip into double knees. That was cool.
Yeah. Jesus.
Nice.
Oh yes. Ooh.
Cock in your face.
Oh. All right, that was a decent little match. Decent little debut.
Guess what? Tye lost.
Yeah, he did. Oh, man, I see what you mean about Tye as well there. There's some good... This is the sort of thing I like to notice about wrestling. When he's got to get himself into the corner to take the cock to the face shot, he actually does it in quite a believable way now. He's sort of he's all discombobulated and, what's this? I found a rope, but I don't really know where I am. And so it makes sense that he's still in the corner to take that shot where a lot of wrestlers just kind of lie there yes, I am in position. This is good. There's an effort to sort of sell it as a believable contest, which I really like to see.
I've just been informed by my wife via tweet that Tom Phillips is the other commentator that works on NXT. Tom Phillips.
That's kind of awesome that your wife can tell you these things.
Well, because she's sat in the other room watching this on the Xbox, while I'm sat in here watching it in my office sort of room. So yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so she's overheard me saying that, and yeah, she knows her stuff. Right, so Tom Phillips on the left, Corey Graves on the right.
All right, cool.
That is not the jacket I'd have chosen there, Tom. Just saying. It looks like he's got a jacket made out of wetsuit material.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like someone's just emptied a bucket of water over him.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, the wet look suit is not good.
See, Corey always looks sharp. Always. But that's not. All right, can you see the screen now? Because look, Nia Jax with the headphones on there like that and the sweater. That's threatening.
Yeah.
See, that's quite cool. She's in her zone. She looks the business. So I buy that. I think I've lost Adam. So bear with me 2 seconds while I try and get him back. What can I say? Doing things live means things like this can happen. I've lost Adam. I will have him back in shortly, which is more difficult than it sounds, using weird software that you don't quite understand because you've only used it 3 times prior. So I've just sent him an invite, so hopefully I won't be talking to myself for too much longer as we watch this promo package putting over the Revival. It's pretty cool. I like these guys. They're not too bad. I like their slogan. No flips, just fists.
Hooray, we are back.
What happened to you? Where did you go?
I just popped up a message saying your call has been ended because your computer went to sleep. And I'm like, no, it didn't.
Windows 10!
Yay.
I'm guessing it's Windows 10 because I don't think you have a choice in the matter anymore, do you?
Well, as far as I know, I've dodged it, which might well mean it's just been installed in secret without my knowledge, to be honest.
I think you'd know if you had Windows 10. It sort of says Windows 10.
No, as far as I know, I'm still 8.1.
Ah, okay. I like Windows 10. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's all right.
I just, I don't upgrade unless I actually have to. I avoid upgrading what the play.
So this coming up now should be an amazing match.
It should indeed.
It should be amazing. The question is, how many heely, cheaty things are the Revival going to try and do to win this? Because in the last one, against them at the previous takeover, they must have tried half a dozen things, but they just kept on matching them continuously, which was so cool to watch. Have you watched the last takeover?
No, I've not seen it. I've seen the entirety of the Nakamura Zayn match because that's all over YouTube.
Okay. You should go. I would recommend going back and watching it. It's really good. They're all good, actually. All the takeovers are good. It's not like with the main roster pay-per-views where like 2/3 of them aren't worth watching.
Yeah. I'm enjoying T-shirts that say "No flips, just fists."
That's one of the better slogans. It's
very. It's both entertainingly inside and just immediately sets out the stall.
I get the impression they came up with it because they had that before they were known as the Revival. They came up with that first. And then cool. I'm not a big fan of the Revival as a name for a tag team. I don't think it works that well, but
no, it doesn't.
No, that was back when they were just going by their names, which have just eluded me momentarily. I'm sure I'll remember it in a minute. But yeah, American Alpha, on the other hand, fantastic name for a tag team.
Yeah.
Again, they were just wrestling as Jordan and Gable for quite a while. But you can tell that NXT decided to give these two teams a push because we better give them names. Whereas with Enzo and Cass, it's just Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
And they've never felt the need to call them something like, I don't know, the Jersey Princes or something. I don't know. That's actually probably better than something that Vince would come up with, to be fair.
Probably is, yeah.
I like Gable's towel. That was a great gimmick because it was a gimmick when he was trying to convince Jordan to like take him on as a partner. He'd always be saying things like "ready, willing, and Gable," and Jordan would just like look at him with shame continuously for the longest time. It was very humorous.
Right, here we go. This is gonna be a good match.
No, I'm not sure about their ring attire today, though.
Yeah,
what is that?
Do you remember I said it was super old school NXT? Well,
yeah,
they apparently found a couple of the Rockers' old singlets in the back.
I'm eating sweets that color right now to stay awake. So it's kind of like what would happen if I just now violently vomited all the sweets and Red Bull I've been drinking up onto the screen. That's the look of those leotards.
I just feel like he should be tagging Marty Jannetty in. I mean,
Everything old is new again.
Indeed.
Yeah, come on, boys. That's it. Gable. Yeah. Crowd do love him. This is what makes you think they've got to go up because everybody loves him.
Do you think they'd get over on the main roster?
See, I think they could. I think they could transfer quite well because they've not got a weird gimmick. They're just two very accomplished amateur wrestlers, with a collegiate kind of wrestling background. And like I say, they just remind me of Kurt Angle every time I see them wrestle.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you not think the danger, though, is if they were to go up, they'd be given a gimmick?
Well, that's something I've noticed, that what used to happen when NXT guys went up was that Vince would interfere and change whatever they were beforehand. Yeah. They don't really do that anymore. Like when the Shield came up, they weren't the Shield before they reached the main roster, and they were very different. Another one would be Adam Rose as well, had a very different gimmick before being put up as well. And that obviously didn't work out for him, his change. So I don't think they're doing that as much now. They're kind of trusting in what their brand is coming up more. I think they can do well. I think
it does seem to make more sense. Although, unfortunately, I think the Shield is probably one of the worst examples of it's bad to give them a gimmick when you move them up, because the Shield got over more than anything in the last few years.
The Shield were great.
The Shield was a huge success, as I understand it.
Yeah, that was the Shield. The sort of tail end of the Shield is when I got into WWE proper again.
Yeah.
So the second half of their run was when I started watching. And they were fucking excellent. Like those three guys together, the top three guys now in the main roster, to be honest. So.
How good are American Alpha's drop kicks? Bloody hell.
It's just amazing, yeah.
That's like a drop kick to the top of the guy's head. That's insane. Oh, yeah, you go for that knee pad. Yeah.
See, the problem I have with the Revival is their look is stronger than their wrestling and their mic skills. I think they've got a really good heel look.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they're that great, sadly.
Well, the T-shirts do declare that there's not going to be a lot of high-flying shenanigans.
Mutton Chops is definitely the better of the two of them. Definitely.
Oh, look at this.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Oh, the double ankle lock spot. That's nice.
Very good. Very, very good.
You see, that was old school as fuck. Yep. The whole kind of symmetry of the two pairings. Like, that was... You literally would have seen that on an 80s fucking midnight wrestling show on ITV.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still great. Like, it just works. It just looks good. Oh, a bit of mat wrestling. Oh, I love that.
One of the things I really like when Jordan gets fired up, he takes the straps down.
Yeah.
And a couple of times I've seen him get fired up and then get interrupted doing whatever move he was going to do, usually a suplex of some kind.
Yeah.
And when that happens, he puts I've seen him more than once now he's done this. Not that many times, but he goes back up with the straps and then straight back down again and holds out again. And it's so self-aware and funny. He's just brilliant.
Yeah. And
he's just like,
that's cool.
It's so funny, mate. I like the straps coming down, give him a power up. It's amazing.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you naughty heels distracting the ref and then doing something naughty.
It's like cheating, isn't it?
I know. You'd think the refs would be smart too. I mean, it's only been going on 100 years. Hey.
Yeah, man, I love it. Both of them sliding in on their knees. That's fucking hilarious.
I think you're now ahead of me.
I don't know how that's happened.
I know, it's strange.
Look at that, sliding in. Whoa, so good. That's what I love them. They always look like they're having so much fucking fun.
Yeah, yeah. They're going at some pace here.
Yeah. The fact that this is the second match and they're moving at the speed they're moving at already.
Yeah.
They've got 5 matches on the card. Could mean a couple of things, couldn't it? Could mean that there's 20 minutes at the end. That's not going to be a match of some kind.
Or a bonus match. Something could happen.
Something can happen, yeah. I wonder how they're going to handle the steel cage, actually.
Yeah, because they've got to install that, because that's not there now. Unless it's up in the rafters and they can just lower it.
Oh, I get the impression Full Sail isn't that big, though.
No, exactly.
I mean, that's how they do it normally now at the arenas. They have it hung above it, don't they? But
yeah.
I don't think Full Sail's that massive, so...
But that's because nowadays, like, steel cage matches are unheard of. What you get is Hell in a Cell or the Elimination Chamber or some nonsense.
You can see it's not above them.
No, yeah.
So they're going to have to do something to fill that time, aren't they?
Yeah. Presumably they'll just have a huge video package, but like
quite possibly.
The best ring crew in the world ain't putting a cage around that quickly, I wouldn't have thought. Hey.
This is definitely a cleaner match from the Revival than the last Takeover match was.
Oh, he can't make that hot tag. What a shame. See, this is what I love. Like, I just love this old school tag team style wrestling. I think it's great. This shit worked 30 years ago and it still works now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good work. This is good work. Oh, look at that. European uppercut. I do love a good European uppercut. That's the life. Good.
King of. I mean, if you've not seen it, I guess, because you don't watch the main roster. But King of the European uppercut is Cesaro. Absolutely amazing. He does these moves where he'll spike a guy up in the air and uppercut him as they come down on it.
Oh, that sounds good.
And
he does the giant swing as well, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh.
He's proper retro. He's like, it brought back a lot of very traditional moves. Yeah, you'd really enjoy him. Again, he came up from NXT as well. Unsurprisingly, almost.
I mean, obviously, I know what's going on the main roster. I just don't watch a lot of it. Although I might start, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are still feuding, and I'll watch that feud forever. I'll watch Kevin Owens wrestle a phone book. I don't care. Kevin Owens is fantastic.
He is pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah. They didn't tag ref. They're cheating.
Cheaters. Not the cheaters.
Oh, that's it, surely. Oh, he kicked out. No, this is sweet.
I wouldn't say it was that good of a double team. It was pretty good. It was all right. To anybody watching right now, we're currently watching NXT Takeover the End, and if you're watching this and not watching NXT Takeover the End, what the fuck are you doing?
You're just mostly watching us go, ooh, that's quite nice.
Yes.
In sort of silence.
Yeah,
oh, yes, he gets the tag. Come on now.
Another amazing drop kicks as well. He hasn't taken the straps down yet, though.
Punches.
Oh, here they go! Straps are down! Hulking out. Spur. It's not going to be as easy as that, Mr. Jordan.
Oh. I'm trying to guess the finish, and I'm struggling now.
Oh, I'm still betting on American Alpha.
Oh yeah, but like I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do it. Yeah,
it will be probably off the back of the Revival trying to do some kind of cheaty heel move.
Yeah.
It causes a distraction, splits them up. They'll get to do their double team finisher because everybody loves that finisher, and they'll win. I suspect.
This has been a really good match.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed this a lot.
Nice series of uppercuts here.
Yeah, I am loving this.
Oh, you're in trouble now, mate. Oh, nice. Nice combination.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a long way behind you now.
I would recommend you refreshing your window.
Yeah. Let's try that. While they're doing the double down.
Yeah, they're down. They'll be down for a while. Yeah. This is awesome. I agree. I agree. God, you dastardly Dash Wilder. It's just they just do everything Kurt Angle did. I love it.
Yeah. Looks good though, man. Looks legit, that Angle look.
Yep. Got some torque on it, yeah. A real twist on it, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's just holding his shoe.
No,
like
some people really some people just cinch it in really badly and it just looks shit.
My favourite non-legitimate submission move has got to be John Cena's STFU, where he kind of just lies on someone and puts his arms over the guy's face, and it just looks like he's doing this. Oh no! Oh no, John, don't do it! Don't do that, John! Doesn't look painful at all. Hilarious. I am, however, a John Cena fan. I
don't understand why everyone hates him quite so much. Like, he seems perfectly inoffensive to me.
This is because you've not seen it. He used to win everything.
Was that the problem? He was just too Superman.
Yeah, that's exactly. He seemed like he could never lose ever. So he is their biggest marketing draw, and he's a great ambassador for the brand, and yeah.
Like, because I'd seen all the sort of hatred, and then I watched a few matches of his on YouTube and stuff, and I could understand it because he's a great worker. He's a good promo. Like, he's just good.
He is. Oh no, they beat him!
Never. Oh. Well,
that means that's got to
see
mean
you on
they're
Raw
going.
then, Alpha. See you on Raw.
That means it's got to mean they're going up.
That's
Hasn't it?
got to mean they're going up.
It's got to mean
Yeah,
that.
surely.
That is. I should have guessed actually, based on the fact that they weren't cheating a lot. So I should.
Well.
Yeah, saying I should have guessed based on the fact that they were not winning a lot, cheating a lot. That should have been a bit of a giveaway, I think.
Yeah, that is a big surprise. I was not expecting that. Nice finish, though. That was good.
Mm. Oh yeah, that was cheating, I suppose. Oh no, that wasn't the win. That wasn't the win. I want to see the win. Come on, show me the win.
Show us the finish.
Jesus.
Oh.
That was clever.
Mm.
How he got out of that, and then that was their finishing move. Yeah.
Nice.
Clean. I mean, other than a few spots of cheating, it was a clean finish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, we could be wrong, but it would mean to me that Alpha were going up.
It seems an odd booking decision to have a team that good and that over, and to take the belts off them if it's not to send them up.
Unless they've got like a program planned of them chasing, because I think it can get really boring when you've got face characters on top. Because when face characters hold a belt for a long time, it gets so dull. What you want to see is the good guy chasing to win it back off the bad guy.
Definitely. I would prefer a heel champion. Definitely.
Oh, gotcha. Absolutely. That's why Seth Rollins was a good champ. Oh, whoa. Who are these guys?
Oh. We've got it running.
Yeah. Big fuckers. Real big. Woo! Jesus. That was good. Jordan used as a weapon there.
Oh, he sold that good as well. It looks like he's dead.
We've just broken out of prison! Look at us! I look like I've just done a stretch 10 years for GBH. To American viewers, that's assault.
It is, yes. Oh, that's a nasty spot. Oh.
No, they're not done. They're still not done. Let's just kill them. Let's just kill them.
They've come to steal American Alpha's necks, for they lack them of their own.
Yes, we need necks. We keep eating all the necks. We shall be known as the Gorilla Men. Ooh, what the fuck? They got a manager? What is this? Paul Ellery. Yes, they've got a manager.
Ooh. Oh. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see these being a kind of Road Warriors kind of team. But like heel.
What they can say now is the American Alpha got beat so bad they had to run away to the main roster.
Okay, so this answers the question of why take the belts off American Alpha, because clearly there's a program lined up here.
Yeah. No, they look proper scary.
Yeah, man.
Proper scary.
My terminology is going to fail me now, but it looked like he was bringing him up for like a sidewalk slam or a backbreaker, and then that kick to the head instead from the other guy. That was brutal. That was a nasty shot.
Yeah.
I liked that.
That's pretty boss, that. Ah. Are you interested in seeing the Warcraft film? Are you much of a Warcraft guy?
No, I can't say I am really. I mean, my brother played an enormous amount of Warcraft. My brother was like high up in guilds.
I was a Warcraft guy in Warcraft 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Before World of Warcraft. And that's the thing. That film reminds me more of the RTS than it does the MMO.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of intrigued by it, but the reviews aren't good, are they? So
Mark Kermode wasn't too bad about it. Mark Kermode said it was much better than he was expecting. Well, I mean, he was expecting it to be the worst film ever made, so I think that only raises it up to mediocre, but, you know, mediocre's okay.
Oh, Bailey doing the honourable thing there.
You are disgustingly nice, Bailey.
Yeah, I can't stand her, mate. I really don't like her at all. The wife loves her, and she's the target audience. I just find her really dull. Like, oh my god, boring. That's a big sponsorship for NXT, I've got to say.
It is.
Normally they have real shit. You're like, sponsored by this random car insurance company. Oh, okay. They've also got quite big music on this as well for their theme tunes. Like Baby Metal are really up and coming, doing really well.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other boy rocky group blokes. I don't remember their name, but I know I recognise it. Unlike what you'll usually see, and you're like, who the fuck is that?
Ooh.
Hey, double! Love this guy.
Well, that's thrown me.
I was watching. Sorry,
I thought the women's match.
Go on. Sorry, I'll keep interrupting you.
That's thrown me. I thought it'd be the women's match up next. I thought they'd have this just below main event.
No, because they know the women's match is a massive draw on NXT, so they'll always make it a double main.
To be fair, they've done the right thing. It just shows how conditioned I am by fucking how WWE treats its women's roster, or used to anyway.
Bury it in the mid card, yeah.
Because this is not a title match, and the women's match is a title match. So yes, that's where the women's match should be. It's just surprised me.
Well, I was really happy to see A-Double came out of the last NXT episode wearing a cape, because he famously always wore a cape at TNA. Always came out in a cape.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yes. I was disappointed the whole time he's been at NXT because he wasn't wearing a cape. So it was important. Cape. And the fact that he's going up against Shinsuke, he needs to be big, flamboyant. So
he certainly does.
That should be an excellent match.
I mean, predict this match. Like, this is a real head scratcher for me.
No, they're both. I think Shinsuke's over a little bit more because he's a bit different. But they're both really over. They're both.
But also, do you think I don't think Aries could do with a big win?
Yeah.
But you're not going to job Nakamura to him, I don't think. But he could do with a win.
Oh, it's a tricky one.
Maybe Nakamura's moving up soon. Although I'd be mortified if Nakamura went up. I don't know. Unless you bring him up, you just need the entire main roster to death. I don't know why you bring him up.
I think it's too quick for either of them. I don't think either of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love him. He's another one of those wrestlers, though, isn't he? He's just got his arsenal. It's a little bit limited. I feel like he needs a couple more moves.
Who are we talking about?
Shinsuke. He has a lot of kicks and knees.
He used to do well. He did things in Japan that he's not done on NXT yet.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing.
He's got a couple of really nasty submission holds to his name.
It's exactly the same thing as Finn. Because Finn has shown loads more in Japan. Loads of it. Loads more. Oh, I'm proper frozen up here. Hold on. There we go.
Oh. You're missing Aries' beautiful cape.
It is a good cape.
It's a good cape, man. I like a cape, and it's a good cape. I am not knocking the cape.
There are not many that can pull off a cape, but only the greatest man that ever lived can pull off a cape. Is that thing around his stomach meant to be a bandage, or is that meant to be part of his outfit?
I don't know.
Because if he's meant to be a bandage, when was that meant to have happened?
The commentators just said he's got a heavily taped midsection.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he's saying, is it misdirection? Could be. That's quite a kind of thing Aries would do.
That'd be a fun little story for the match.
He didn't get injured on the last episode, did he? He went over. He beat. I'm trying to remember. Oh, like I was saying, it was Elias Sampson, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh. Also, this music, man.
Awesome, innit?
So good.
I got it off iTunes as quick as I could. So good.
I love that Nakamura gets a bigger pop for dangling off the top rope than he does for winning the match, usually.
Yes.
The crowd go insane.
I'm just going to restart my browser and see if that sorts it out a little bit while we're doing entrances. Ugh. Yeah, I'm amazed to say cumulatively this stream of ours has had way more views than previous podcasts. We've had we had 10 at one point, and then we've had we've been dipping. It's lower now because it's late, I guess. But yeah, we keep getting 1 or 2 people come in and then go out again. So I mean, it's a bit weird.
That doesn't sound like a
joining and leaving.
Oh yes. Oh, Austin, I love you, but come on, Naka, kill him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to end. If you can stretch, so can I.
Yeah, Naka's winning the stretch off because he's stretching on the top rope.
And now the crowd are singing his theme tune, singing it.
Yeah.
It's a catchy tune, guys. I agree.
It's such a good tune.
All right, you're cheering Nakamura. All right, I'm going to cheer on. I'm cheering Austin.
Yeah.
Pick inside here. I'm going to back Austin. Come on.
All right.
It's like when you watch a football match.
Yeah, you got to pick a side.
If you don't have a side, you split them, don't you?
Well, the crowd's not as one-sided as I thought. There's some Austin Aries there. Some Aries chants.
So what really sells Nakamura's look is that creepy black mouth guard.
Yeah. And that weird lazy eye he's got as well.
Yeah, yes. I think the great thing is he knows he's a bit odd looking. He's this tall Japanese guy, who must have always towered over everyone.
Yeah.
Growing up, and it's like I'm gonna own that. I'm gonna really embrace my oddness.
He's just a fascinating dude. I don't know. There's just something about him. I just want to watch him all the time.
Yeah. Oh, dodged it.
God, the NXT crowd is so nerdy.
Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they?
They're awesome.
There's none of that bullshit from the arseholes that go to the main roster stuff. Yeah, none of that. The only time I've seen them get nasty is with Eva Marie.
Yeah, well.
Constant you can't wrestle chance. Just that must get to her, you know. Just constantly, you can't wrestle.
Yeah.
You kind of start to feel bad for her, even though she can't wrestle.
Yeah, she's doing her best, but you know.
And so far, both of them have been a bit sloppy, but I'm sure it's going to pick up.
Yeah.
Neither of them are looking that sharp. Bit disappointed so far. Come on, boys, step it up. Maybe he's really injured and they're having to go at this slightly slower pace because of it.
Maybe.
Because this does seem kind of slow for both of them.
Yep, not tired of that spot. Yeah, still like that. Oh, look. Oof. That was a good kick. Yeah, them punches not quite so stiff. Oh.
Nice elbow drop. Come on, Aries! Austin Aries. One thing I need to sort out. I don't own any wrestling t-shirts. I need to buy myself some wrestling t-shirts. But the question is, I've looked at them and I find it really hard to pick. I'm not sure who I'd want to represent, you know? I love
See, it'd be easy for me because it would just be the Joe one. I'd just get a Samoa Joe t-shirt.
It's a good shirt. It's a good shirt.
Because I think it's a good-looking shirt. If you don't know it's for a wrestler, you probably don't know it's for a wrestler. Like, it doesn't give the game away. So it's still credible if you're in the presence of people who don't respect the fine arts of the squared circle. And I just think it's a cool design. I like it.
I've got a friend who's in his late 20s, and he goes around literally sometimes almost head to toe John Cena merchandise. So it's like,
that seems
he loves the Cena. Like, he's got the hat, the t-shirt, a belt, I think, if I remember rightly. He really flies the flag for John Cena, yeah. I'm thinking I might go American Alpha, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is slow. This is really slow.
It is slow.
which might be why it's the mid card match, right in the middle.
Methodical, more, but you know. Oh, Shinsuke just like the thing about Shinsuke is he sells. He really sells.
Mm-hmm. He does. He does sell very well. He sells. He's up there with Chris Jericho for sales.
Yeah.
Like Jericho's always been the greatest for that, and he always puts people over really well. But yeah, Shinsuke does a good job. Come on, catch up. There we go. If they're going to thank you for joining them on the WWE Network, I feel like I should thank you guys for joining us here on BXB's Bits and Bobs. The special bonus episode. Tired people watching wrestling. Come on, Austin.
This is a somewhat implausible looking submission hold.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm buying this one, Austin.
No. Plus,
it looks fairly comfortable.
Austin in the middle of the match doing this well makes me think he's going to lose, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which is disappointing for me.
Yeah, there's definitely some knees in Aries' future, I think.
Yeah, more than one, probably. I'm trying to decide if I should Google, is Austin Aries really injured? I'm not. I'm just curious because it does seem like a slow matchup for him.
Well, you see, you'd think if it was storyline injured, if it was, you know, if there was some narrative being done here, then they would be running a match where Shinsuke is going after the midsection, and it actually looks like Shinsuke is avoiding the midsection to me.
It does, yeah. He's going quite high with his strikes. So.
Yeah. Oh, these are good kicks, though. These are good kicks.
Oof. That feels like that hurts when he puts him on the top rope like that and then drives the knee in. Whew.
Yeah, my favourite spot. Ooh. Clever, grabbing the ropes, clever. Yeah, no more ropes for you. Come on, Shinsuke.
Come on, Austin.
Oh. I suppose it's got to be a chop in the corner to get a woo, but that deserved a woo. That was a peak chop.
That was quite a good straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
Time for a suicide dive.
It does look that way. Oof.
It's the thing you always notice when you watch NXT compared to the main roster. Their barriers are really close to the ring.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of There's not a lot of room there.
There really isn't.
However, what it does mean is you only ever get a chance for like an outside of the ring splash or something on the ramp. That's the only space they have.
Yeah.
So whenever the only time they can set that up.
Oh.
Mm. Mm.
He's got a triangle.
That's a pretty nice looking
Aries
submission
could
move.
reach the ropes. Yeah, I'll tell you, he's got some legit ones.
Oh, he's got his
He's
ring,
got the
ropes. Bless you.
I mean, Nakamura's got a legit. He's got a record in MMA. He fought in some Japanese MMA.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, he won 4 and lost 1, I think.
Similar to Brock Lesnar's record, actually. Weirdly, I think he's 5-1. I want to say.
Yeah.
They're saying that coming back for UFC 200.
I know, crazy that.
And potentially that's going to be CM Punk's debut. Did you hear about that? He's going to possibly be debuting at MMA at UFC 200.
How is Nakamura getting out of this? This is middle of the ring.
He's going to muscle it, isn't he? I would think.
Oh.
I will not tap. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think they cocked this spot up a little bit because I don't think they should have been this far from the ropes. That did not make Aries look particularly strong.
It made Nakamura look strong. Yeah.
It did. It did.
Austin is really selling the ribs, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, that bandage is doing lots, mate. Oh, yeah really loads.
It's a belt now, mate.
Yeah,
that's over.
So, a fake injury, that's clearly bullshit at this point, would mean to me that it's so Aries wins and makes his victory look strong, or Nakamura wins and Aries can say it's because he was injured.
Because he was injured, yeah. Maybe it gives Aries some, like, saving grace. Yeah.
What are we going to do here, Austin? 720?
What's this?
No, 450, you know. Clearly was never actually going to happen, though, with the speed on that. Oh, someone's getting some knees. Oh, a very good counter.
Oh.
Match has definitely gone a bit better as it's gone along, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's good now. I mean, this is basically the pace they were working at the start, but like the pace is believable now because they've been knocking 10 bells at each other for 20 minutes. Enziguri on the apron. That's
Oh, what's this going to be? Oh, counter. No.
Oh!
On the apron. Jesus.
That was nasty. You're a silly boy, Aries. You're very close to winning my content.
Clocked himself pretty good there, didn't he?
He did. Well, I mean, just stay in the ring and win by count out. Why would you do that? It's silly.
He's a warrior. Warriors don't worry about that. Kinshasa.
Yeah, this is the 3 moves of doom. We know what comes now. Oh, you're dead.
That's a win for the Mr.
You're actually
Nakamura.
dead.
Nice. Nah, those 3 moves, that combination is really cool.
I like that a lot.
And Aries had some good spots. That move on the apron then was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. But yeah, his aggression cost him, you know. That dive.
I still think it hurts. It doesn't hurt Aries, I don't think, but it doesn't help him either. Like, and he looks, I don't know. I think he could do with a push rather than helping to get over Nakamura.
I could see a title shot in the future for him potentially. Especially if Joe retains, I'd say Aries would have a shot at Joe because they've had some great matches in the past. So
I mean, this match was for a #1 contendership, wasn't it? Wasn't that what was on the line? It was certainly implied last week.
I honestly can't remember if that's what was actually said or not. I know it was definitely implied. It was about, you know, looking like you should have a shot. I don't know if it was said by Regal or that's what would happen. Because if Shinsuke gets a title shot off of this, he's going to win, I would say. Regardless of who wins the title tonight.
But it just let me put into your mind the concept of Nakamura versus Samoa Joe. Let's just imagine that match for a minute.
That could be great. Yeah,
that would be a good match.
I think Nakamura against Finn would be kind of boring, but against Joe would be.
Yeah.
Well, I'd see the problem against Finn. They're too similar. I think they're all about kicks and knees.
Yeah.
Plus, I just don't like Finn Balor that much. Yeah.
I like Finn Balor. I can see what you're saying about potentially a kind of limited arsenal, but
when Finn first started with that entrance that he did, right, the demon, which you've probably never seen, but unless
I'm aware of it, but I've never seen it. I imagine we'll see it tonight.
Well, maybe.
Come on. If he doesn't demon up for a bloody cage match,
yeah, he probably will.
Cage match title shot against a legit monster. Look at him. Look at Joe. He would kill you. He would kill you dead. Oh, I love him.
The weird thing is he looks a lot like one of my friends. I've got a friend that looks just like him, and we used to call Samoa Joe Evil Triss. My friend was called Triss because he looks like an evil, slightly bigger version of my friend, which is really weird, but really a lot like him. So, quite off-putting that. Especially when you've had a few drinks. You know, and reality's starting to blur, and you look up and see your mate, and you're like, oh, fuck! You know.
I sort of love this women's match as well. These are both legitimately terrifying women.
I'm just going to put this out there, but Asuka is really hot as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
Like, damn.
I completely respect her excellent ring work.
Yeah.
She has the most incredible bottom. Oh, my God.
There's a lot of incredible going on there with Asuka, I've got to say. She's styled brilliantly as well. She's got this amazing look. Like, it shouldn't work.
Crazy asymmetry of it.
It almost shouldn't work. It's just like a mess, but she sells it. And I love coming out in the kimono and all of that. It's and the mask. It's
the
really
creepy
cool.
mask.
Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, and what really helped Nia Jax here was her destruction of Bayley here was convincing. Like, she just destroyed her.
But this is what's great about NXT. This is how you book your monster heel. You go, right, who's the most over popular babyface in the company? Kick the shit out of them for 20 minutes. There you go. Monster heel. Done.
Yep.
Like, it's just simple stuff, but it works.
All right. Billy Regal. I thought that was a nice swerve because Bayley was going to have a rematch. Yeah. I still don't think a leg drop as your finisher. Could be better.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's believable when you're of the chunky persuasion, shall we say?
This was weird. I have to say, when they both came out for this signing, like, who styled them for this? They look so boring.
I know, this was bad.
So boring.
This was bad.
I mean, the way she plants her with the powerbomb at the end of it was pretty awesome. But
and this is where I just think, like I said, I would love Jax to have some sort of manager or someone to do the speaking for her. Because if you've just got some sarky, arrogant bastard stood there, and Jax can just be barely restrained violence at all times. Because when she does this promo, it's like, you know, bitchy, catty stuff. And it's like, no, that's not what you should be about. You should be about endless pain and injury, not...
Just that powerbomb. That's great. That's a good powerbomb.
Yeah, man.
Powerbomb. Shades of Kevin Owens with that, I've got to say. And he's got the best powerbomb today.
Oh, definitely.
Well, you should go back and watch his matches against Zayn. When he first attacked Zayn and powerbombed him against the ring apron, it's one of the biggest surprises and one of the most brutal things. It was his debut on Takeover, and it was amazing. Like, they'd already established that they were best friends and everything, and then, boom, just broke him.
Because you've been watching wrestling like for long enough to know that a powerbomb is a flat back bump, and so when you see someone powerbombed onto something with an edge like that, it's just like, that's not allowed.
There's a lot
you can't do that.
There's a hell of a lot of trust there, isn't there? I mean, like...
Yeah, man. I don't know how they do that spot without it just legitimately fucking hurting like shit. I don't know how they do it.
Oh, I'm sure it hurt.
I suppose it can hurt, but I don't know how you do it without risking actual injury. It looks frightening.
I like her ring attire here. She looks cool.
Yeah, yeah.
With the big head thing and all of that. It's cool.
It's a bit Mad Max.
A little bit, yeah. Just smirk, and smirk and grimace, Nia. That's what you should do. Lots of grimacing.
Or just like cold, dead eyes of a killer. That's what I think I'd do with her. Just go, you have no emotions. You are a machine of pain and suffering.
The thing is, that's probably harder to do than anything else. Because you're asking somebody to convey a lot by doing nothing.
I guess.
It's a tricky thing to do if you're not an actor.
Another wrestler with brilliant entrance music.
Yeah.
Love this entrance music.
Yeah, she's undefeated, isn't she, Asuka?
Yeah, yeah.
She's pretty huge, pretty crazy if you think about it. I never forget that match. She had just a regular match on NXT, right? And this was when she was feuding with Emma and Brooke. Early on in her time. And they sort of set her up in this match. And then they came out to interfere in the match. And her opponent, which was just, I can't remember who it was. It wasn't anybody. Peyton Royce, I think, somebody like that, was behind her, about to jump her, and she just span around, heel kicked this chick in the face and knocked her out. Jeez. And the ref was like, she's out, and gave her the win, and then she just looked at Emma and Brooke, and they're like shitting themselves. It was so good. It was such a good spot, man. She just knocked her out. Not for real, but in the storyline perspective, it was amazing. It's like, yeah, she's a threat.
I love Asuka's facial expressions in the ring. Like, she'll have someone in a painful hold, and she's got this huge, like, manic smile on her face. So, she's proper scary.
See, the problem is I'm looking at Nia here, and Nia looks nervous, which is not what she should look like. It does not fit the character. No, and she's genuinely nervous. It's the biggest match of her life, isn't it? Biggest match of her career. She had the match against Bayley for the title, but I think this is probably more important.
Whereas Asuka just looks like she's counting all the ways she's going to break your limbs.
Yeah.
Like, all the time.
No fear. No fear at all. Like, you can see Asuka's been competing for years, and Nia's been competing for months. And you can see that. Asuka. gonna kill you. Asuka's gonna kill you. One of the best chants currently in NXT, I think.
Indeed. Let's see what they do here.
Oh, Asuka, you're not going to muscle her down to the mat, are you? Come on.
Okay. Oh.
Love that. Great power move. Just throw her. Very nice.
Oh, this is nice. Now Asuka's like a bit kind of like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And she's sort of selling some uncertainty. Oh, that's great. Yep. Some classic heel offense there. Ooh. What is that?
Some kind of crazy crab thing. Oh.
Oh.
Good old fashioned backbreaker there.
That's a feeble cover. Come on, take it seriously.
Yeah, but she didn't want to win. She wanted to beat her. I am looking at this, Corey, and I like what I see. Rubbing at the face.
They're doing their best to do some generous descriptions of a fairly tame-looking move.
Rubbing at the face. No, don't rub at the face. Don't touch the face. I'm a girl. I can't handle being touched in the face. Oh, good power. Nice. Oh.
Yeah, I think that's why I like kind of female monster heels, is because, you know, they are dealing with someone who's a bit lighter than the average wrestler, and so you can get things like that.
Yeah.
Nice sequence. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's like Roman Reigns' move, that. He likes to do those.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Oh, he's not as bad as what people say.
You know, I honestly think he'd have a much higher chance of getting over if they just stopped letting him wear body armor to the ring. I really think that ring attire does him no favors.
And you've got a point, yeah? And just let him go heel, full heel.
It just makes him look weak. It looks like he's wearing Kevlar into the ring.
But don't forget, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just
also never let him speak.
Guy.
Just new rule: Roman Reigns doesn't speak.
No, it's just the worst gimmick. It's just the worst gimmick.
I'm not particularly a fan of the Superman punch either. I think that looks shit.
He sells a good spear though. He does.
Yeah.
But then again, so have many others. But
exactly. It's almost like if your finishing move is the spear, like all I think of is Goldberg. So it just makes me assume you're a crap wrestler.
Hey, but Goldberg's a pre-order bonus for a WWE 2K16, so he must be good.
And probably the worst wrestler I've ever seen.
How?
Probably. I don't know. It's a toss-up between him and the Ultimate Warrior, I think.
Yeah, but the Ultimate Warrior had the best look ever. Come on.
Yeah,
who needs to
why
wrestle
not?
with be, that guy? Come on, Asuka!
Oh.
That's another thing, actually, that they've stopped doing. When Asuka and Finn Balor joined NXT, they kind of introduced them with their New Japan wrestling names. And then they went, and now they're going to be known as Asuka and Finn Balor. I can't remember what Asuka was, but Finn Balor was Prince Devitt.
Yeah.
In Japan. And it was really strange. It came out as Prince Devitt on the screen, and then and then William would go, and now known as Finn Balor, and they changed the name. Which was a bit odd, and again, crazy break of kayfabe, isn't it, if you think about it?
Well, yeah.
To acknowledge that it's a different character name.
I sort of want to stick up for that, though, because it's better than I think the way the WWE usually handles that sort of thing, where it just sort of goes, who is this new person with no past at all? We have no idea. Oh, the bum of death. Yeah, you can't get with the bum of death.
It's the way I'd want to go. Just saying, mate.
I think of all of Asuka's offense, that'd be the one I'd be most willing to take, certainly.
Yes.
Because the rest of it looks downright terrifying.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that hurts as well. But at least you'd be distracted while in pain.
Yeah. It'd be an upside.
I mean, it's not as bad as Tye Dillinger getting hit by the Mexican in the face with his penis earlier.
No,
They called that a double knee. And from the camera angle, you saw both his knees go on either side of his head and just get hit in the head with a penis.
Yeah, true.
There's no way of describing it other than that. Oh, he's got the armbar. Armbar, yes. Come on, let's go. No, muscling out. No, she is not. And Asuka weighs about 2 stone. So.
Oof.
Woo! Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Asuka retains. Good match.
That was
damn good match.
Peter with some convincing strikes. I like that. I liked Nia's defiant scream before she landed the killer blow. It was it's almost like she knew she was about to lose, but it was just like, I don't like let out the anger. It was nice. It was good. I'm glad she beat her not with a submission as well. Proving that she could out muscle her. That's good.
I don't think that hurts Nia too much. I think that's that's the right result, and yeah, that's good.
Asuka needs a reign. She needs to be at the top for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Asuka's going to be huge. I think she's got all the talent.
I think she could go up to the main roster and totally be up there with Sasha Banks and Becky and Natalia and Charlotte and just really dominate if they let her. I just don't know if they would because she's Japanese.
It's very sad that that's a good point.
They don't generally. I'm trying to think of women's champs that aren't American or like white, I should say. I can't think of many, if any. Yeah, to watch that. Where are all these campaigns? Apollo Crews, he went out to SmackDown, but you wouldn't know it.
No. I just can't see your gimmick working, Bailey. I just can't. It's too indie.
Not with that gimmick, no. But she's due a heel turn. But I just don't know if they have the guts to do it. So.
How can you? I don't say you could turn her. I mean, she'd have to literally come out and go, every single facet of my personality has just changed.
They did it with Emma. They did a massive swerve with. I mean, she was all like bubbly Australian, had a funny dance. I'm lovely, I'm Emma, I love everyone. And they put her up to the main roster. It didn't work. They sent her back to NXT. They turned her heel. They teamed her up with an up and coming who's also a heel. And they made her really effective.
Okay.
And I think she's gone up again now as the heel. So it could happen.
Yeah.
Ah, Bobby Roode in the background there. Walking past.
They are teasing the hell out of this Bobby Roode.
They are. That's huge. He was top guy at TNA for a very long time. He was, well, they know. Look. They know. Yeah. I mean, he was also part of probably their best tag team as well, which was with him and, oh, God, what's his name? Storm.
Fair enough.
It was called Beer Money. So Bobby Roode was the money, and James Storm was the beer. And they were like, it was like a redneck and sort of like refined guy team, and they were amazing. They were fun.
Hey, look, well, there's our answer.
Oh,
so they're going to do the Cage.
Folding down.
Clever.
Looks like they're going to go old school Cage, as in right up against the ring. Because cages generally on the main now are all, you've got about 2 feet between the cage and the side of the ring. This is, however, is going to be closing, which is nice. That was really cool how that came down. I saw that. They saw that well.
I loved the booking on this match. I loved that they actually created a justification for it. It wasn't just, we've got a big match, so we're going to put a gimmick on it. It was, they had this huge brawl, and then Regal says, for the protection of the fans, this match has to be in a cage. And I just loved that they took a bit of effort. Just a bit of effort to make
that is cool.
work. That was just awesome.
They've also come out and said, Triple H has said, this is the end of their feud. Whatever happens, there'll be no more
Oh, right.
No more comeback on this.
Okay. That leans me towards Joe retains. And I don't know why, but it does.
Well, we have just seen the Revival become the first time ever 2-time tag champions. So it could happen. He's bloody popular, Finn Balor.
Yeah, he is. He's a weirdly beautiful man for a wrestler.
Yeah, my wife likes him a lot.
He has got cheekbones.
I've got a mate who's got a lot of friends in the indie wrestling scene in the UK. And he was telling me about how quite a few of his female wrestler friends had romantic encounters with Finn Balor when he's been in the UK. Bit of a player, but it's not a surprise considering how it's quite a small industry and he's very good looking. I can imagine he could show up to a local promotion, basically probably pick the nicest looking single female, or maybe not single, to be honest, a lady wrestler and be like, hey, want to come back to my hotel room? And they'd be like, sure, okay. And I imagine if he offered it to a lot of the blokes, they'd probably say yes as well. Just saying.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. He's just a remarkably handsome man.
He is.
Well, he was before Joe smashed his face into every bit of this cage.
Yeah. It's going to be a brutal match. Brutal. It's Neville.
Nice.
With a beard now. He's grown a beard. And he wears glasses.
He looks a bit like a computer programmer there.
He does, doesn't he?
I've got to say.
He's from, it's either Newcastle or Liverpool. I can't remember which. He talks with a proper accent. It's quite amusing to hear him. I mean, his gimmick on the main roster, he was always a high flyer, but he came up and he was like, they basically turned him into a superhero.
Well, this is a demon entrance, surely.
Music intro thing. It kind of like put him over almost like Iron Man. It was quite a good gimmick, and for a while they put him up against Stardust a lot, who they put across as like a comic book villain. So it was a fun little feud when it lasted. And then he got, being a high flyer, got injured, and has been out for a while now.
Yeah, here we go. Look,
what's it gonna be, Mr. Demon? This is a good entrance music.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
They probably thought that'd be more impactful when they planned that.
I imagine so.
It just felt a bit provincial, didn't it, really? Oh, he's knocked the fence over. I was expecting a massive clatter, but no, it's doof. They've also been theming his demon at the previous pay-per-views, depending on wherever he was. Like when they did the one at Texas, he came out with a chainsaw, and the London one, he was like Jack the Ripper.
I saw that
which
one.
Is pretty boss. I'm not sure there's a theme here. I can't tell if there is. I don't think so. Got a lot less body paint on than he has done before.
I mean, this is just great, great showmanship on the entrance.
Oh, yeah.
I do love this.
Well, like I said, when he first came on the scene with all this, it was just like, what the fuck? It was, a throwback to a sort of a wrestling style of many years ago, yeah. Very cool. Oh, climbing in. I like it.
Yeah.
Not just going through a gate or anything. That's cool.
Well, actually, so there's one of the questions. What are the rules for this? Because traditionally,
it'll just be a pinfall.
match,
It'll just be a pinfall, I would have thought.
Yeah.
It might be escape.
The classic cage match was escape.
It might be escape.
I imagine that's been done away with because it never leads to a good finish. It's never satisfying.
No,
You want
because
a pinfall.
it's 12 times of guy climbs up, guy gets pulled down.
Yeah.
Guy climbs up, guy gets pulled down. And then guy gets to the top, move happens off the top, other guy climbs up, gets out. Just, I don't know.
Okay, so there is a door.
There is a door.
Because
Yeah, I can't see Joe climbing in.
I love Joe, but yeah, I can't see him clambering.
No. It's definitely got a different feel to this cage. The look of it and the height of it. Yeah. It's very different to what you see on the main roster. Very, very different. It's quite low, actually.
Yeah.
Quite a short cage.
Yes. Joe. Did you see when he won the belt, he timed raising it with that roar in his music?
He knows his craft, does Joe.
It was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I love the towel as well. It just, everything about him was just great.
He's had those same wrestling shorts for about 20 years. Kid you not. I've never seen him wear anything different in any promotion.
That's a nice touch.
They just said the way to win is escape or pinfall or submission.
Oh, right.
Which seems like they're just covering all of the bases.
Yeah. They still want their top of the cage spots, but they also want to have a legit winner. It's fair. Makes sense.
Well, if we think it's finishing at 3, that only gives 25 minutes for this match.
So maybe there isn't a big surprise.
See what happens.
The only ways to win. Well, that's more than normal, so... Oh, I guess you've usually got DQ and stuff.
The only ways to win are more ways to win than you'd normally have. Just so you know.
Oh, this is nicely lit as well. This is good.
It's a nice bit of lighting, isn't it?
It is. It's great.
I just hope he doesn't get busted open in the first 20 seconds of the match like he did last time.
Yeah, let's hope. I have to keep stopping it.
That was, I mean, it added to the drama, but it was quite annoying at the same time.
Yeah.
Especially when, that was the one good thing about their little face-to-face confrontation with Corey. And he's like, what did he say? He blamed the medical people were on Finn's side because they were coming out and stopping him from beating him up because of his bleeding face. I thought that was an amazing way of turning that around. Like, how'd you come up with this shit? Seriously. Come on, boys. Straight for the door.
Let's see.
Oh, nice drop kick. Not as good as Jason's Jordan's, but still not bad.
No, not as good. They're building up their shots to the cage. Look, see.
Oh, I think there's going to be plenty of face grinding. You wait. Be loads of it. It's like a cheese grater! No, it's not.
But I like that they're teasing it without delivering it straight away. It's just good pacing.
I've always thought that was weird with steel cage matches. If you go to the door, they open it for you.
Well, yeah.
A bit of a strange one, though.
Why anyone climbs it? Because the door's always going to be quicker. I mean, not to mention, if there's one thing we've learned from watching wrestling all these years, it's that once wrestlers learn all the moves, they lose the ability to climb ladders or cages at any kind of speed. One of the things that goes, gain those skills.
You should definitely watch the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, because that ladder match is hilarious. I think it's like 11 men, I think, this year. Something like that.
Good grief.
Is it 11? I know it's a lot of quite top-tier guys. What I'm looking forward to, though, is the Cruiserweight tournament.
Yeah?
That's going to be awesome. Because they've got a bunch of people coming from local promotions that have kind of won qualifying heats. So non-WWE wrestlers are going to be in it, which is huge.
Fair enough.
Well, they're using it as a way of scouting as well, I would have thought.
Yeah.
So it's quite smart. Oh!
And then down outside the ropes.
It'll crush your spirit, that steel.
It does. That's why his back is mighty red. That doesn't look fun.
No, it hurts, I would imagine. I'm not trying to diminish that. I've never done professional wrestling. I wish I'd liked it when I was younger. I would have probably tried to get into it, but when I was a sporty type person. But I didn't really watch wrestling when I was a kid, so...
I can tell you a good story, actually. I've been in a wrestling ring.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah. My mother used to work as an administrator for a small local theatre company called Theatre Foundry. And they put on a play called Trafford Tansy, which is a sort of feminist, very right-on kind of play. But it all takes place inside a wrestling ring. That's the stage for it. And so, like, characters wrestle in the course of the play, which meant there was a wrestling ring set up in the rehearsal space. And I was off school and Mum had to go in and work. So she took me in and just said, why don't you just go and play in the wrestling ring? So I did.
That is a really strange reason to have been in a wrestling ring.
I know, but it's the truth.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
It was great. And I swear, I stepped into that, because I was like about 8 or 9. I stepped into that ring of Mark and I left it smart, I swear. Because everything you see wrestlers do, once you're in a ring, you go, this is all bullshit. Like, none of this works.
The weird thing is, I've got two separate friends who don't even know each other that are both really immersed in the wrestling scene in the UK. Know loads of people. I've never seen it live, and I've never been in a wrestling ring. And I really should sort that out. So
you should definitely see it live if you can. It is brilliant live. But yeah, basically, I got in there, ran around a bit, and then ran up to one of the posts, and wow, they're like pillows. And you think, I've seen so many people thrown into these, and why would you ever do that? Because they're really padded, heavily padded, and then you jump a foot higher than you normally can, and you land with the sound of every punch Hulk Hogan has ever thrown in his life, and you go, oh.
They're sprung and they amplify the sound, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty clever, man. It's what can you say, man? Carnies, man. Ooh. Carnies. Oh, it's gonna go. Oh, it's so close.
That's it. You're getting back in there, Joe.
Come on, Joe. Punish him, Joe. Bust him open for busting you open.
Oh, German suplex. Lovely.
Pretty much the only thing I like about Brock Lesnar. He is very good at delivering suplexes. And you never get bored of him seeing him do it.
No. Oh, Joe's climbing the cage. This is a big spot.
I'd go for the door, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Chop, chop. Oh, I think I just saw what you saw. A couple of seconds behind you, but damn.
Yeah. All right.
Do you think we're going to get a double stomp from Finn from the top of the cage into the ring on Joe?
People have been saying that, haven't they? I think.
I feel like it has to happen, much like Shane had to jump off the top of the cell and land on the table at WrestleMania. Yeah. It's kind of like you just. How do you book this match and not have him do it? Even if he misses, he needs to try and do it. You know.
But then I feel like if he tries to do it and he misses, that's like a swizz. Like I think if he's going to go for it, he's got to land it. But I mean, obviously, one of the things I enjoy about wrestling is like figuring out how it's a work. You know, spotting the methods. And the coup de grace is like the double stomp is one of those moves that still baffles me because I don't know how that isn't.
He absorbs he absorbs it all in his legs. He's almost collapsing by the time he lands.
Yeah,
you sort of see him. It's like he's falling out of it when he lands the feet. He's going back.
That must require some real like physical discipline though, because the instinct would be to stiffen the legs.
Yeah,
you're about to land.
They practice for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, the rule. If you watch things like Breaking Ground and stuff, they kind of make this clear. It's like you're not allowed to do a move on someone unless you can repeat it hundreds of times the same way. You know, proving that you have the discipline not to hurt someone. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear.
Clutches himself on the rope.
Oh dear.
That went wrong.
Let's all have a rest, shall we? Let's have a little lie down. We're a breather.
That kick was vicious.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ooh. Come on, let's watch it again. Oh. He pulls it. He pulls that kick, but it still looks...
Yeah.
Ouch.
Nice.
Oh, I love it when he does that.
I
love that when he does that out of corner.
Oh, we're going for a muscle buster.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No. Backslide.
Oh. This is like the NXT calling card, this now, the forearm spot.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to remember. It was a Sami Zayn match. I can't remember who he was fighting, but it must have been Kevin Owens. But they traded forearms for what felt like 5 minutes in the middle of the ring, just strike after strike after strike after strike.
He did it in the Nakamura match for a good long while.
I think when it was Zayn and Owens, though, what was great was you felt that personal animosity. Yeah. That was a great feud. That was like their matches, and the fact that they've continued it onto the main roster it's really good. It's a good feud. They were best friends, don't you know? He was at his wedding. No. No.
Oh.
Oh, that was kind of a sling blade. He kind of touched him a little bit.
Yeah.
Sort of a
Briefly.
a little bit. Just stroked his chest gently. No, that was better than the first one.
It certainly was. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Mm.
Another muscle buster. Oh, he's landed it.
You are ahead of me. Yeah, kicked out. Of course he did.
He had to. Wow.
To our viewers right now, I hope you're watching this live as well. It's a pretty good match so far. It's been a good takeover.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Thank you for staying with us till nearly 3 a.m. UK time. I suspect that's not where you are if you're watching that with us. Oh, Joe, so intense. I love it.
Oh, Joe. Got to hide your calls a bit better than that, Joe.
He's tired. Leave him alone. I've seen far worse of that anyway.
It's true.
Far worse. Mr. Cena's quite bad at that. Basically shouts them at people.
Okay. Ooh.
These guys are both displaying a level of intensity that I haven't seen in a while from either of them, actually.
Yeah, man.
They know this is their last hurrah, and they are going for it, aren't they?
For sure. I'm guessing we get a kick out.
I would have thought so, yeah.
They've traded kickouts from finishes. That makes sense.
It makes sense, but it does diminish the finisher, doesn't it? I find that as one of the biggest problems with modern wrestling. Finishes are signature moves now, rather than finishes.
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah.
I think it's fine if you've got on a big stage. It feels okay, but it's like in WWE they use finishes as false finishes so often now, and I agree with you that it's not something you should do lightly.
In a match like this, whoever wins this should pull out a new move to win that we've not seen. You know, surprise us with something. That's what I'd want to see. But oh, he's got the coquina clutching.
So this is one you'll have to explain to me, because isn't this just a sleeper?
It just looks like a pretty standard headlock to me. Yeah, I mean,
it's just a standard sleeper hold.
Yeah, it's not. But it's Samoa Joe doing it, which makes it terrifying. Oh, it's a wicked counter. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like a modified sliced bread to almost get out of that. That was really cool.
Oh, they're setting it up. Oh, God, maybe you will. That was nice, the way he looked at the top of the cage. That sets it up beautifully. That was some good ring work.
Well, it was almost like they saw WrestleMania and saw what Shane did. So
yeah,
exactly the same thing. When he looked up to the top of that cage. Oh, knocked him out by kicking him in the shoulder. Effective. He could get away, but he's not gonna.
Oh,
what's gonna happen here? Oh,
my spot dial is humming. This is gonna be big.
Yeah,
Muscle buster off the top rope. Never.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Off the second rope, but still. Oh, that's pretty cool.
3 count.
There you go.
Yep.
See you Monday. That's a good match.
It was.
That was a good match.
They've all been good. They've all been good. There's no stinkers in those 5, I don't think.
No, man. It's been a good takeover, that has.
Not the best one I've seen. Some of them have been more surprising, I guess, but... I mean, the Revival's win was a surprise, wasn't it? So that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, the opener was fine. It was good. It was Davidson winning, as you'd expect. But it was nice. There were some good spots. Tag match was great.
Penis to the head. Very powerful.
I mean, it painted to say, but maybe the low point that wasn't particularly low was the Shinsuke match.
I think it was. I think I agree. Just because I was expecting it to be a bit more intense, a bit more high energy.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys. But I guess people forget they're actually quite old. Yeah. Both of them aren't exactly young.
Well, I do feel like eventually booking for Shinsuke can become a problem because he's so over and he's so kind of fascinating and you don't want to lose him yet. You don't want to, like, job him. But it's a bit kind of... It's hard to really set up jeopardy for him, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's a shame we didn't... We got a Samoa Joe, spine buster from the second rope. We didn't get a coup de grace on the top. That's a bit of a bummer, that. So you think that means Finn goes up?
Well, I just Finn will say it does.
I can't see what else you do with him really now. So
no, it does seem kind of crazy that he's not gone up because his former stable are currently in main event angles on the main roster. Like,
yeah, you've got AJ feuding with Cena, which is huge. Yeah. Are we going to get anything at the end here?
Joe's selling the crap out of that.
Yep. Joe's good. Joe's pretty good at selling.
Actually. Yeah, he's
pretty good. He didn't bust himself open this time, but hey, he's still doing quite well. What's the verdict, Doc? Well, I think he could do with a good sleep. Very tired and sweaty. I'd like to see Bobby Roode run out now and clatter Joe around the back of the head. That would be cool. But...
That wouldn't amaze me. I have to say that would seem reasonable.
It's the kind of thing Bobby Roode would do.
They're really trying to push this Balor injury. I'm still 90% sure it's work, but...
Oh, no, absolutely. He's fine.
Is this to give him some time off so he can make a surprise appearance on the main roster? It's just the guesswork you constantly run.
There's title card. Yeah. No big surprises then.
No big surprise, no.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
They could have done something to set up a program there, but they did not bother. Okay.
Still.
Solid.
Very solid.
Very enjoyable. Well, that was the end of NXT Takeover The End. And this has been a special episode of BXB Bits and Bobs. I will put this up tomorrow some point onto the website. And that was fun, Adam. If the opportunity arises to stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning again in the future, then we shall do this again. But it's a rarity because I didn't have to get up for work, so it doesn't happen.
Fair enough.
But no, it's definitely fun.
This is the advantages of not having a proper job.
Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be good. That'd be nice. I'd take that.
You have to also not have proper money. That's the downside.
That does seem to suck a little bit more. I'm so tired. But I need to get used to this because you'll be seeing me at this time of night for the next few nights as I cover E3, all the conferences.
You've got E3 to cover.
Yay! Should be interesting. Okay, well, we actually have quite a few viewers right now, which is a bit strange, but I don't know what you're expecting to see because that's it. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Adam.
Goodbye. Thank you for spending the night with us. It was good.
It was fun. And yes, we'll be back with a proper podcast soon. Bye, everyone.